Hello and welcome back to our HIP Roman Restoration campaign. In our last episode, we finished another little war over here to take a little subholding in there, which gives us almost all of the Iberian Peninsula, barring I think there's one subholding in here, which we can't take quite yet. I think, except for this subholding, all of the rest of the land that we need for Tier 4 is controlled by the Nafacids. It's this basically two duchies plus one county down here, and I think there's a subholding just here that they also have. So unfortunately that truce there is slowing us down. We are of course plotting to kill the Sultan, but haven't had any success yet. For the moment I guess we can turn our attention elsewhere and maybe just conquer some extraneous land. Disband these armies that we have raised for whatever reason. I suppose we could try to do some conquests up in Europe, because this is no doubt going to be part of Tier 5. Or at least so I'm assuming. Or we could look over in this direction. You know that Georgia has adopted a heresy, so we could definitely declare a holy war on them. How about Armenia? Also heretics. Okay. Well, maybe we'll plan to hold a feast and then perhaps declare a holy war or two in the new year. By the way, Emperor Meletius II, I accidentally dropped your toothbrush in the chamber pot. The courtier known for their pranks tells you. After you halt in shock, the courtier says, "I was just joking. Haha, you should have seen your face. Don't worry, your toothbrush is fine." Further investigation suggests that your toothbrush is as clean as ever, but still, I feel uneasy, but alright. So our opinion of Andergina, whoever that is, goes down. And we have a small chance of becoming paranoid or ill. Well, let's hope we don't become ill. We didn't. An impoverished knight had recently died, leaving behind an orphan child. I really feel pity for the unfortunate youth, who has no family left. I'll try to find the child a good place to live. We can gain 15 prestige by sending him to one of our trusted knights, to a monastery for piety, or invite him to court. I think we'll send him to a monastery, just because that's a slightly more unusual option. This Duke is telling me about some slanders perpetrated by this guy. We'll probably not be too concerned about that. Well, apparently our friend the Duke of Genoa and whoever else we introduced him to are getting along famously. So yes, the other subholding over here in Beja. We also have a truce with the holder of that, or we would be able to take it right now. One child lacks a guardian. This is our grandson, actually the eldest son of our heir. So for now he is next in line to the throne after our current heir, so we should definitely educate him ourselves. Of course, if we were to die now, for example, and then our son took over and he had another heir, that child would be, he had another son, that child would be born in the purple and would take precedence. And that might be preferable since the current guy is not great, but for now, we will educate him. Let the preparations begin for our feast. No feast is complete without boar meat. Who will get the prestigious task of hunting and slaying the boars needed for the feast? Let's send out the marshal. We'll spend sensibly on food. and send out the invitations. This guy refuses to set foot in the same castle. Because he's in hiding, I assume. Okay. Gained a tithe of 300 gold, which is always good. Oh, bubonic plague has broken out in Santa Fiora. Definitely don't like that. Alright, we'll welcome all the guests to our feast. Hopefully none of them is infected with bubonic plague. Everyone drank and were happy except this guy who refused more wine. Let's see how many people refuse more wine this time. They should know better at this point. He praises the food, okay. He cut the throat of one of my servants, a terrible social faux pas. We'll have to imprison him. And even worse, this man has refused more wine. All of these people. Another throat cutting. And another. I think this might be the bloodiest feast we've had yet. And he's complaining about the food. And refusing more wine. Refused more wine. My son wants a fief of his own to govern. You're about to marry a duchessa. Aren't you happy about that? The acrobats performed somersaults, cartwheels, and tumbles with great skill. I don't actually remember hiring acrobats, now that I think about it. But some prestige accrues to us nonetheless. This guy was extremely pleased by the acrobats. And everyone has returned home. And everyone agreed it was the year's greatest feast. Excepting, presumably, the families of the servants whose throats were cut, but I guess we don't care about them. Another tithe. Only 288 this time. She is slacking. So our truce with this guy is expiring, which doesn't actually help us. That's not the guy who has this holding. So I guess we'll go ahead and declare a war over here in Georgia and also Armenia. Though actually we can't declare two simultaneous holy wars, can we? And we can't even declare a holy war. For some reason. Can we not declare holy wars as Orthodox? I guess we can't. This is something I had not considered. Somewhere it says the characteristics of a religion. Maybe it's on this screen. Well, I guess we cannot declare holy wars for whatever reason. I think it might be just because Orthodox characters don't have access to them. I find one of my courtiers' wolfish grins unsettling. Okay. So we're cautious about him. Our plot is up to 122%. We're definitely not getting up to 200, but we'll just bribe the few people that can be bribed anyway. And we've inherited the Despotate of Egypt, which we are going to grant out to probably, let's see, this guy, I guess? Yeah. not as a viceroyalty, of course, and also any lower titles that we happen to have. Now that I think about it, I could have sworn we declared holy wars at some other point in the past. Yeah, we do have holy wars against Muslim characters, so I guess we just don't have holy wars against other Christians. That does make sense, actually. Okay. Though, I thought we got the CB against heretics. I guess we'll just have to leave Georgia and Armenia in peace and maybe declare some holy wars over here. Or just one holy war, maybe? We could start expanding in this direction as well. Maybe we'll just take this duchy. That would be the neatest one. Sure, let's declare this. We do risk other Sunni characters joining, but I think the nearest and most dangerous one is a little busy at the moment with some revolts. So we'll just take this one duchy for now. Another 4,000 there. 22,000 probably enough. Maybe not. We should probably actually raise a few more. Another 9k from Jerusalem should do it. Our son is of legal age and became a flamboyant schemer. Okay. Zenon the Magnanimous has usurped something. We might have a problem here. So 15,000 coming in to attack us here in the desert. We should be able to reinforce with this 5k in a fairly timely manner. And they're at lower morale than I am. Let's see. We might want to try and reinforce with some more troops a little more quickly than any of these armies can. In fact, let's disband Jerusalem and re-raise them here, put them immediately onto boats, and land them here. And of course we'll make sure that we have our best commanders in charge. Maybe, I guess we can lead ourselves, why not? So, this may not be a great battle, but I have faith. We're going to be here on the 9th, so let's see. Oh, and my co-conspirator has sent word that our plot is proceeding, which is good. It looks like they've been slightly delayed there. They are still going to be here on the 13th, though. Looks like they're not deterred by this 5k arriving, so that's fine. Gives us a better chance, I think. Get all of you on your way in. You're already coming there, okay. Well, let's hope the leaders and the morale advantage can help us hold out until the reinforcements arrive. Okay, we lost our steward, I think. Who was our daughter? Let's take some time out in the middle of this important battle to appoint a new steward. The Despot of Castile here is a good candidate. I don't think he's leading this battle right now. And the Despotate of Lusitania has been usurped, okay. That's fine, I guess. And a bunch of other stuff. So it looks like this battle is going pretty well. In fact, we'll take this 12k and follow the retreating army here. You can come along too. My son is asking for a fief of his own, and not the same one that just asked. We'll refuse him though as well. We're also short a commander. This Duke can do it. Oh, unfortunately the Sultan has escaped the arrow barrage unharmed. Okay. And I was discovered. Okay. That doesn't really matter, I guess. Nobody else bribable at this point. Ooh. 15,000 more heading in. Well, we'll send our reinforcements as well. We see an enemy soldier cut off from the others. While you can't tell who, it's clear they must be a highborn noble. We'll charge. The enemy soldier is the Sultan himself. We can tell him to prepare to die as his combat ability. And no personal combat skill, it looks like. Whereas we have 5, so looks like a pretty good fight for us. Oh, so we are actually fighting. We still could die here. But we do have a son who is of age and ready to inherit. And he's strong, so he's got that going for him, even though he's not a great character. So we and the Sultan slowly circle each other, tense and focused. You scan him for any sign of weakness, any opening in his defense that you could possibly exploit. We see a weak spot, so we will strike. We break through his guard and knock him to the ground. He lies sprawled at our feet, completely at our mercy. He's beaten to the ground, unable to withstand your attack. We've wounded him, but he stands back up. Okay. So he didn't yield. But he is now wounded. Okay, now he yields. But I don't know, are we merciful? We're ambitious. We're kind. Maybe we are merciful. On the other hand, we're zealous, and he's an enemy of our religion. So no mercy for the vanquished. He crumples to the ground lifeless. You wipe his blood from your weapon. The deed is done, and he is dead. We gain prestige. We demoralize the enemy. We hopefully proceed to win the battle. And our truce is expiring, so we will be able to go and take that sub-holding pretty soon. Lots of war score from that one, so we're up to 93%. And this guy is off to press his claim by force on the Grand Duchy of Livonia. Okay. Good luck to you. Alright, so I think we'll take 9k here to follow the retreating troops. These boats can be disbanded. And we have a son. Needs educating. He's pretty far down the line of succession, so he doesn't really matter. But I don't think we really have anyone we need to improve opinion with, so we'll get you up to 100, I suppose. Okay, so I think we might be at 100 from battles. We're actually not, okay. We just didn't get any from that battle for some reason. We're definitely not going to be able to assault here. Actually, we're not that far off, but we still can't assault. While traveling with my troops during this holy war, I've come across a lost, exhausted warrior. He doesn't speak my language, but my soldiers and I managed to figure out that he is an enemy infidel. Should I be kind to this man and give him some food or water, or should I do with him as I should any heathen? Well, I think we're too zealous to be helping out infidels, so we'll have to leave him to his fate. Okay, so I think we're just going to have to sit here and siege. But the Sultan is perhaps going to be assassinated at the second attempt here. So let's find out. Okay, success. My complicity was discovered, but I'm not too concerned about that. So we are going to have to finish this war before we can disband our troops and then declare war on the Nafissids and also on the holder of this barony. But fortunately, I think one or at most two sieges here will get us the victory. But we are out of time for this episode, so it is going to have to wait for the next one. So thanks for watching, and join me again then.